based on the stimulus talks that are going right now. Is it or is it not going to happen? The market the entire time has been thinking, okay, well, is this going to happen, or are we going to have to wait till after the election? I happen to think that it's going to occur after the election, where right now Speaker Pelosi doesn't have any great incentive to make this deal happen. And my thinking, and a lot of other smarter people than I, say that they think they'll get a bigger package if they wait. If the Democrats take the White House, then we'll see a bigger package. If they were to also take the Senate, then it'll be a little bit more dramatic. Now, if the Republicans keep the Senate and keep the White House, it's going to be status quo. They might go up a little bit, and then the Speaker Pelosi will have to adjust her expectations going forward. With the exception of earnings, we don't have a lot of data for the markets to, there's no compelling reasons for the market to go big up one side or the other. So from that being said, what's happening in terms of companies, where are they going to get that data from? It's going to be from earnings. Earnings drive markets. We're also going to see if the stimulus talks head one way or another, whether it be rumor or truth, that's going to move the markets as well. But not a lot of other things are going to have an impact, in my opinion, right now. With such a short time till the election occurring, not many money managers I know or advisors are going and betting big in any one direction. And that's because they don't want to hurt their clients. And at the same time, if they go in any direction, it's because they're going to do profit taking. Maybe they have some positions that they've made some very decent profits in, and they're going to take some of that off the table. Or they're going to go looking for bargains in certain sectors and say, hey, you know what? Not all companies are created equal, and we want to own companies like XYZ stock. And because not only did they beat their earnings, but we still see the stock undervalued in this current environment. The numbers went down by over 1 million applications for unemployment. So that's a good sign. We went back to March levels in terms of unemployment. So could this be the beginning of a turnaround? That is a very interesting point that you bring up, but we're not there. We're not out of the woods just yet. We have over 40 states right now reporting new cases and increases from the virus. So I wouldn't, say that this is over by any stretch. I still think that the vaccine is key to coming out of this. And remember that just because we have a vaccine doesn't mean that we are going to have 100% effectiveness from the vaccine. So we have to keep that in mind as well. It might take 2 or 3 tries to get this right. We don't know at this point, and we can't speculate, and we can only hope that that unemployment number keeps dropping down, that people who were furloughed are called back, which is what we saw. We saw also in California, they're actually back reporting their numbers now into the fold. And remember, we also have more data coming. October 29th, we have data coming from the industrial sector along with retail sales. So that's not part of the numbers that are coming out. So yes, unemployment is important, but there are other areas where we need to know more data, so that way it's more reflective of the entire economy as a whole. Market loves certainty, and without that certainty, as you said, if this goes to the end of November because of a recount, similar to what happened with Gore and Bush back in Florida, and that dragged out, and that put pressure on the markets. We could see something similar with the markets happening again. It would not prevent portfolio managers and advisors from putting new money or adding to positions, but they're going to be selective, they're going to be strategic, and they're going to think about what if whatever side wins, they want to be in sectors that make the most sense for their clients. So it's not just about the market. but it is about the market and it is about the results. We continue to believe that tech, although not all tech, but certain tech dominators, Apple, Microsoft, Roku, they're dominators in their sector, and they continue to go up in spite of what's been happening. Yeah, there have been moves back down, but those are the type of companies, along with cyclical companies, consumer cyclical. Look at companies like Starbucks, who have weathered the storm in China. They get 10% of their revenue from China. So they are what I call battle hardened, and they are ready to handle any such event. And they've done pretty well here. The stock has gone up. We see that stock being $110 stock within 12 to 18 months. So that's just an example of a few stocks that we think are going to be winners during this time period. And no matter what the results of the election, we're going to see them going forward and making money for their clients and investors alike.